my newly designed signature cymbals with Crescent by SABIAN. The initial decision to go with SABIAN was that we were looking for somebody who could make our cymbals handmade the way that we were looking to have them made, but also could have the reach and the distribution to reach a wider audience and get them in the hands and ears of more people. So when I initially conceptualized my signature line, I wanted to come up with a set of cymbals that would work in funk, in jazz, in the heavier stuff that I do, and would basically serve me well in any of the musical connotations that I would find myself in. So I had the opportunity before I went to the factory in Meductic to meet up with Charlie Brown, one of the head hammerers, and I watched what he was doing, and he's such a master, and all the guys there are so good at what they do that everything was just coming out too precise. So I asked them if maybe we could try using not just one hammer, but using different hammers. So Charlie agreed to that. And then I asked if maybe we could get a couple side swiped hammer markings, and it starts to create different sound waves that are not so pristine and so precise. So Charlie looked at me like I was a little bit crazy, and Mark was standing right over my right shoulder, and they're both like, "You sure you want to do that?" So Charlie had to kind of hit it on the side. He's like, and this was very foreign to him. So he says, "You mean like this?" And it was almost not in his character to do it. And then we get this like little thumbprint looking indentation in the cymbal. And I said, yeah, exactly like that. And I could show them how I was getting that in some of the Turkish stuff that I was having made. And they said, well, if that's what you want, I guess we can do that. So come to find out, the reason that they were initially a little bit reserved to try and do these different hammer markings is they don't want to create any weak spots in the cymbal where a crack could start. And so far, I haven't cracked a single cymbal that has been made in the SABIAN factory, so things are going great with that. With the wide ride in the 20 and the 22, I wanted something that was going to be based in the Turkish tradition, but also be able to be ridden on with the shaft of the stick on the edge of the cymbal and be able to get a really nice crash or a really nice crash ride in the heavier stuff. And we do some of that with Galactic, and I've had to do some of that with the heavier things that I've recorded with Corrosion and Conformity, Anders Osborne, Tom Morello, and that's why I decided to call it the wide ride, is that it'll serve a wide range of musical contexts. With the Fang, I designed that after a Pang that Johnny Vodakovich had over several years, and I really dug the sound of that. You could crash it, you could ride it. It didn't sound exactly Chinese, but it didn't sound like a traditional crash either. So I was really drawn into the way that that sounded, and so I wanted to come up with something that was similar to that and could serve me in a lot of different musical contexts as well. So with all of the cymbals, what we do is underneath we have this, what I like to call skip lathing. But by skip lathing them on the bottom, you leave in some of that dryness and that focus, but you still have that traditional lathing on the top, but it leaves a little bit of dry, focused attack underneath. With the smash crash, I wanted to develop something that would have a nice crash, but also a pretty quick decay and would not take over the music. All of my cymbals are designed to blend with the music, whether it's jazz, funk, or the heavier stuff like I've been talking about. I don't want things to overtake the music or cut through the music. I want things that are gonna blend with the music. Some of the challenges that we faced were to get the potholes in the trash crash deep enough and wide enough, and to really get the essence of what I was going for with that trash crash. So what we had to do was just come up with a way to get those pockets and those potholes deep enough and wide enough to where we were still getting the trashy qualities that we were looking for in that cymbal. So I'm really excited about my new signature line with Crescent by SABIAN. I'm excited to be part of the SABIAN roster and to be working hand in hand with Mark Love at the factory to create some cymbals that I'm really excited about, that I can't wait for you to hear and to play, and I can't wait to get some of your feedback.